Hello boys and girls, welcome to this presentation. In this presentation we're going to talk about enlargement using a fractional scale factor. As we said before, if you're enlarging a shape using a fractional scale factor, it means you're making it smaller. These facts you should know. Using a positive scale factor, non-fractional one makes it bigger and makes the shape or the two shapes at the same side from the center of enlargement. If you're using a negative scale factor which is not a fraction, it means enlarging the shape but putting the center of enlargement between the two shapes. So it's going to be in the opposite side. And because it's negative, it's going to be upside down. And the last one is about using a fractional scale factor. When you use a fractional scale factor, it means you're making the shape smaller. And the same thing happens or applies when you're using a positive fractional scale factor. It means the two shapes are at the same side from the center of enlargement. But if you're using a negative fractional scale factor, it means the center of enlargement will be between the two shapes. Now, let's take a look at question 4. Enlarge each shape by scale factor positive half about the center of enlargement shown. The first one has been started for you. So we're gonna see question A, finish it, and then we're gonna do question B, and you do C on your own because it has the same idea. Now for question A here, we have center of enlargement P, and we have the first point which is done for us. Now, how do you answer a question like this? First, you have to measure the distance between center of enlargement and the point, and then multiply it by the scale factor, which is half, and then go half the distance and put the point. This is the idea. Now, let's do it together using this shape. Now, we need to know that the scale factor is half. The scale factor is half. So we find the distance and multiply it by the scale factor. So the first point here is done for us. Now, let's work on point B. With point B, the distance is between them, between the center of enlargement and point B itself, is like this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you multiply 6 by half, you get 3. So we're going to go 3 and then put point B. So we will remove this, this. So these are the 3. So the new point will be here. Let me show you. It's going to be here. Because these are 3 centimeters. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now let's remove this. Same idea for the other points. Let's work on point C. Here. We find the distance between center of enlargement and the point. We put a line like this so we will know where to put the point. Now we count 1, 2, 3, 4. When we multiply 4 by scale factor or the fractional scale factor half, we will get 2. So the distance will be 2 centimeters. So we put it right here. Very good. Now, the last point is D. So we go to D, we draw a line between center of enlargement and D, and we count how many centimeters or boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we multiply 6 by the scale factor, which is half, we will get 3. So we go back 1, 2, 3, and we put the point here. Let me fix it. Yes, very good. Now, After putting the points, we remove these lines so we can see the points. Now, after putting the points, the last thing we do is connect the shape together. So it's going to be like this. Now the new shape is connected together, and the new points are plotted using a scale factor of half. And this is how you answer this question. As you can see, because it's positive, the two shapes are at the same side from center of enlargement. This is very important to understand. Now let's move on to the next question, which is B. Using the same scale factor, which is half. So we're going to take this here. We write it here so we know what are we using. And we will use Q as a center of enlargement. Same idea. We're going to use Q, connect the points first. Let's find the points here. We have 1 point here, 1 point here, and 1 point here. Now we're going to find the distance between the points and center of enlargement, and then multiply it by the fractional scale factor, and then plot the new points. Now, first let's find the distance. Let's work with this point first. Now this point distance is 2 centimeters or 2 boxes, 1, 2. So when you multiply it by half, it's going to be 1. So we remove 1 and we put the new point here. Very good. Now we put it here. Now we measure the distance between this point and center of enlargement. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we multiply it by the scale factor half. We will get 3. So we use 3 of them. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So the new point will be here. Very good. Now let's remove these and then measure the distance between this point and center of enlargement, which is the last point. Now, like this, the distance will be 1, 2. When you multiply it by half, you will get 1. So the point will be here. Now let's remove this. Now I plotted the new points. Now I just connect the shape together. So I put one line here, one line here, and the last line will be here. So the new shape is enlarged here. And as you noticed that the two shapes are at the same side from center of enlargement. And this is because we have a positive scale factor. And because it's a fraction or fractional scale factor, the shape became smaller. And this is how you answer a question like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.